my god, she is literally me! She's actually me! She's so relatable and quirky, I'm actually screaming! This character makes me want to start dressing up as her because it's the closest thing to being her! Screw the maid outfits! Screw the furry costumes! If this is what it takes, I'm gonna go all out! She makes me want to distort reality while spazzing out! She even makes me want to grab a guitar and learn how to play rock music! Wait, that's actually a good thing. What the fuck? Goto Hitori is just your average high schooler just trying to navigate through life with as little problem as possible with the dream of wanting to burst onto the music scene in spectacular fashion. Oh my god, she's actually just like me, for real, for real. Hitori meets up and makes friends with Nijika, Hita, and Ryo, and eventually forms the Kasoku band, where she picks up the Bocchi nickname, which we all know and love. She has anxiety, is socially awkward, basically has the same traits and personality as your average Tumblr user. But this is also a story where the flaws of Bocchi are highlighted in such a way where instead of making you cringe, it actually makes you want to root for her. Her challenges are unique in that she isn't just fighting the dilemma of learning how to make a new friend like the average virgin anime. Looking at you, Watamote. She is the Chad, where she also juggles learning how to play in a band, and let me tell you, that is a lot harder than you think it is. On top of that, she has a YouTube channel she uploads covers of songs to regularly and has over 30,000 subs. Fuck me long ways and sideways then. Point is, she's a very busy person and tackles all of these problems with the help of her bandmates and her mentors. Everything that details why Bocchi the Rock is as good as it is boils down to roughly 3 things, and I'll try to explain it in detail. If I don't convince you by the end of this video to watch this anime, then throw me off the Niagara Falls in a barrel. First, let's talk about how the show deals with anxiety and social awkwardness. These 2 things are one of the main plot points of the show, and while it's not the first anime to tackle this sort of thing, it sure as hell takes it to the extreme. Bocchi's mind is as clusterfucky as it comes. I don't even care if clusterfucky isn't a real word, it gets the point across. And how this show displays the chaos that is present inside her brain is utilized by multimedia techniques that you normally never see in other shows. For example, after getting through an understandably stressful performance, the band is all congratulating each other until the red ball of sunshine herself, Kita, goes to Bocchi to congratulate her, to which she first takes in the praise before she unexpectedly has to puke. But instead of doing the normal and cliche rainbows and sparkles you'd normally see to showcase the throwing up of fluids, it instead cuts to a water dam in the IRL Saitama prefecture of Japan releasing some of its water. Dog, this is just one example, but if I didn't know any better, I would have assumed that this is just Family Guy, like one of those cutaways, but anime. Another example is when the bandmates want to convince Bocchi to create her own social media account, since that's what everybody in the band does to increase their brand profile. But instead, Bocchi reflects on how the only pictures she's ever been in that weren't with family were class pictures, and she goes from damn near shivering and vibrating on the ground to full-on becoming the human version of static electricity coupled with the ear-piercing scream from hell. There's so many jokes and unique gags like this that turn this show from just an average music anime to something worth remembering for a long time. This reaction is second to none when it comes to the agony of being perceived by your fellow peers and fans, speaking from experience. The second thing I'm so ecstatic to talk about is just how fucking banging the music is in the show and beyond. The soundtrack to Bocchi the Rock is compiled with a 14-track album with an extra 2 songs outside of it, totaling to a 16-track endeavor. 9 of those songs which were debuted in the anime before the physical album release. As a musician myself, I'll be the first to tell you that if I hear a song that is not good, then I will tell you in detail, in a 1,000-word essay, why it's not good. But it's just something about this band that breathes fresh new life into the genre of music they perform in. You have your average IRL J-rock band where they can perform the average chords with the average patterns and nobody would even bat an eye. But the Kasoku band takes the genre, mixes it up, and takes you along for a ride into a fresh of breath air. Creative chord progressions, gnarly ass riffs, beautiful melodies all make you want to bang your head against the wall like that one Sia song. Don't get me wrong though, it helps that I watched the anime week by week when it was initially airing, thus allowing me to really digest the songs and the progression that all the characters undergo through the duration of the show. But even if you've never watched the show, each song can stand on their own as certifiable enjoyable bops. I truly believe that there are no misses, no L's on this entire track. It's something Anthony Fantana would be proud of, I have a feeling.
I'm unequivocally feeling a 10.
Fun fact, most of these songs were sung by Kita's voice actor, whereas other songs on the project were sung by the other main characters of the cast. Also, if it is of any interest to you, they also performed a cover of Asian Kung Fu Generation's Rock and Roll Morning Light Falls on You as the ending song of the final episode of the anime. The last thing is all about band cohesion and how important of a plot point this is to the show as a whole. In the beginning of the show, Bocchi is just a solo guitarist with a dream and a YouTube channel. And that YouTube channel is all she has until, by a miracle, Nijika finds her with a guitar and invites her to join the band. Bocchi then realizes that playing in a band is a completely different beast and something she would need to practice and put time into. I hope everybody in the band can relate to that as well. After some off-screen practice runs, the band gives it a shot at performing for the first time. You can see Bocchi become so excited to perform for her band debut that she performs in a box for all the world to see. I mean, what part of that doesn't scream confidence and charisma? I want to be like her when I grow up. This section is also where I believe Bocchi has her biggest character progression and development. Her anxiety of performing is chipped away piece by piece here, between meeting her bandmates and making friends for the first time to getting confronted by our soon-to-be favorite alcoholic, also known as Kikori Hiroi. He becomes a sort of mentor to Bocchi as she learns how to perform for people actually in front of her who want to see a live performance on the outside. The change after this happens is actually night and day. The band as a whole performs more soundly. There's more chemistry, and it really cements Bocchi in her mind as a staple in the band. Like, Hikari to Bocchi as a mentor is the equivalent to Rayleigh to Luffy, Jiraiya to Naruto, hell, Gojo to Itadori. She's just a lot more drunk, and that's charming as hell for some reason. I'd also like to talk about the slice of life episode of the show, since every anime always needs a slice of life episode. Up to this point, all Bocchi has done in terms of interactions with the band is really just practice and perform with a few shenanigans outside of that. And since the band just finished up performing the episode before, they decided to take her to the beach since they've come to the realization that none of the other bandmates have ever invited her out with them. Also, just as a side note, I love how stupid Ryo is. Like, I'm not talking stupid where she doesn't know how to solve 2 + 2. I'm talking so absolutely stupid that her brain literally rattles in her skull when her head gets shaken. It's what makes her so simple, and I can only hope to achieve that level of enlightenment one day. Anyways, Bocchi is initially in a dazed state and basically had to be dragged by the other band members, and they get to have some fun adventures. For example, they climb a stairway equivalent to the height of Mount Everest. Hita has no problems with it, but the other band members are just dead. Fucking dead. Can't move a muscle at all. But when they all reach the top, they're all basically so disinterested in the beautiful scenery before them that they just move on to buy some ice cream. While that happens, Bocchi gets Yamcha'd by some birds. I'm not kidding. They have the whole reference and everything. There's unlucky, and then there's Bocchi unlucky. It's funny as hell, but always strive to never be Bocchi unlucky. From there, they all visit a shrine and take the evening train home. Even though Bocchi seemed like she despised every second of it, she actually thanked Kita and the others for inviting her out, saying she had a lot of fun, indicating their relationship has deepened a lot as a result. Bocchi the Rock is special. It's one of those anime where you're rooting for the character the entire way through, and once Bocchi does something even slightly worthy of accomplishment, it's a full-on round of applause like that one Shia LaBeouf gif. Yes, it's GIF, it's not GIF. I don't care if I start a war in the comment section. It's GIF, the inventor of the GIF said it's GIF. Fuck you if you think otherwise, okay? Whatever the case, this anime holds a special place in my heart because it's inspired me to do so much in its way. If Toradora and Horimiya inspired me to want to create my own light novel in hopes that it can turn into an anime one day, then Bocchi the Rock made me want to continue writing and creating music. In my factually based opinion that's proven fact, if you were to ever get into the slice of life genre, start with this show. You will laugh your ass off and you will smile when each episode is finished. I only have 6 10 out of 10s on my own My Anime list, and this show is worthy of one of those spots, so that should tell you how highly I regard this show. Thank you for making it this far into the video. Give it a lickety like if you enjoyed it, and subscribity bibbity to help the channel grow. Comment what part of Bocchi the Rock had you waffling and lamowing the hardest, or comment whatever anime you want me to cover next. I appreciate all you guys so much, so stay classy, you filthy fucking degenerates, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.